I've been chasing a degree for 7 years. Fun stuff, right? I'm taking a walk right now, heading to church where I'll be filming the next video. But yeah, I'll be talking about this topic with you guys. And I just want to share my thoughts and my advice for you all out there that also want to get a degree or already in a degree and you're struggling with making a decision because you've come so far. This stuff is not even centered over my head. Miss me around. But yeah, let's get into it. So let me show you around. It's pretty cold, so from time to time I'm going to be taking this up depending on how it is. I don't want to start sniffing like I'm a drug addict like every time. But yeah, so why did I bring this topic up? I'm bringing this up because no one talks about it, and it could happen to, in fact, it's probably happened to lots of people where they get pushed into going to the university. They don't know what they want to do or wanted to do, right? And now they have to finish it or they'll be a failure, quote unquote, right? You have to finish off on stuff like that. In my own situation, because I can speak for myself and will, I'm not speaking for you guys, of course. I don't know your individual situations, but in my situation, is this sun allowing you to see me? Oh, yeah. In my own situation, I initially applied to study electronic engineering. Shout out to all you engineers out there, man. I'm glad I didn't get it. I'll tell you that one for a fact. So I applied to do that, and I got statistics for a course, and I didn't know the heck what that was. Neither did my dad. And we're like, nah, flip that. We're not going to any school to study any engineering, any statistics. Like what? What does that even mean? But he tells his brother, the Reverend Father, right? And Reverend Fathers are they read a lot, basically. So he was clearly the better person to ask, and he gave him really good advice and told him what it was about. It was computer science related, and that it was a really good, it's really it's really promising. Like, there's a good path for me. I could become, or I could even divert into some other courses or switch back, or basically enlightening me about the situation and the course itself. And I was like, all right, bet. So we carried on with it, went to school and all that. I entered with the mindset of I was going to switch back to electrical engineering or electronic engineering. I'll just tell you guys elect. So when I say elect, it means electrical and electronical. If you guys always use that lingo, because that's what we call it in Nigeria. So yeah, elect. I have to take this up, man. Holy, it's cold. So studying elect, and it was flipping. It's -11, by the way, so I'm sorry guys. I know you guys want to see me fully clearly, but can you see my eyes? At least let me make sure you can see my eyes. Yeah, I have to make sure you can see my eyes, because it will look like you're talking to a mommy. I don't want that. So got in there. I entered with the mindset of I was going to switch back to electronic engineering, right? Which didn't happen, because I went a year in, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to carry on with this, because it started becoming too much of a hassle. And then I'd already seen electronical students. I used to see them every day, and those guys are always complaining. So you know what, I have enough on my plate already, so I was just going to stick to mine. So I did, and I didn't take it seriously though, because I was doing my YouTube on the side. Not this channel, the other channel, the main channel, or the bigger channel. This is more like my main now, but back then it still runs, Vibe Gator, if you guys don't know. I was working on all my YouTube stuff, I still am, so I always had that, I had that figured out already. So I wasn't really bothered in that sense. I still am not. But back then, that was the mind frame I was working with and working from. So I was never bothered about, where my life was headed. I knew it didn't depend on our university degree or not. So my parents had it, and they were paying for it, and I was just going to go, I was going to go get it. So yeah, I went in. First year was chill. It was basically secondary school stuff, easy. Second year came, and there was a game called Fortnite Battle Royale, which I loved a lot. That game ruined my second year, because I would play that game every single day of my first semester, every single day, because I was already playing that game already. Anyway, so it ruined my second year, and I didn't care. To be fair, I was disappointed that I failed that hard, because I really thought I was studying, but I was very distracted, to be honest. And would I call it distraction? I don't know. I just did not give a damn about I guess. Well, I hope this is recording my audio. Okay. I was very distracted, honestly. So I didn't really do the work I needed to do. I was just playing Fortnite. Yeah, crazy stuff, right? But yeah, you guys can see me, right? Let me position my hand from this angle. Sorry, I don't want you guys to be not seeing me. So yeah, and I failed. Went back home. My dad was pissed, because of course I'll tell him he needs to know he's paying for the fees and all. And I won't lie, or I won't keep it away, because I like facing it head on. I advise you guys do that, so that you can move on from things instead of just hiding and running. I don't know your situation, but yeah, just do your best and show it. And if you don't do your best, still show it, because why need you do your best, But yeah, that was that. And hi guys. Hi. So that was that. And I just, I didn't really give too much attention to it, but my dad was very pissed. And to be honest, that was like my first fail in like my life. So it was kind of annoying too, because I was like, I don't even care about this stuff, and I failed. And nobody likes failing, right? So I was like, shit, let's fix this. So I sat up next year. I did way better next year, and dropped all the games. I didn't even come to school with my controller, because back then I used to go to school with my controller. So I didn't go with my controller and all, because my roommate was like, "Oh, where's your controller?" I'm like, "Ah, shut up, man," because he was always telling me, "Study, man." I'm like, "Bro, I'm studying." Like I actually thought I was this shame. You know how it goes now. You think you're actually doing something, especially when you don't care. You think you're doing something. And I didn't mean to fail, but yeah, that's just what that was. But that was that. Then fast forward to when we had strike, our first strike. Because strike is it's a situation where the school is not paying staff so well, so they are going to go on a break, or go on it's kind of a riot, but it's not really like they'll be out on the streets rioting. So maybe some of them might do that, or maybe the students will do that because they are not getting the education they paid for. But basically we're not having classes, no one in school to teach and all that stuff. So my mom especially became really uneasy with that, like was very uncomfortable for her. But me, I was chilling. That was like my time to do more of my YouTube stuff, make more videos. That's literally like, those were the best days of my university, man. When I was not in university, I'll just get to chill, work on my project week by week, day by day. It was nice. But yeah, my mom didn't like any of it. My dad didn't too, of course. They're paying the bills too, of course. Like, he also didn't like it, but my mom didn't like it way more than he didn't like it, because she wanted me to leave. She never wanted me to school in Nigeria, or she never wanted me to school in that school initially. She wanted me to go into like this program that was going to take me like 3 years to complete. It was an all boys like program. It's like it was basically hands-on, but like the engineering stuff. It would have been worth the money, and but would it have been worth the money? I doubt it. That's probably why we didn't take it, because it was too long. It was 3 years, and the certificate wasn't even anything to write home about. If not, I think that was actually good. Like, they knew their stuff. You would actually get good value for your money, honestly. But yeah, we passed on that. My mom was actually debating that I should have gone for that instead of this university. But my dad didn't agree. Neither did I, because that's just not what I'm doing. I just came from an all-boys school. Then I'll now go into another all-boys school. I was like, oh yeah, I could take 1 year. 3 years, bro. Nah, I don't think I'm doing that, man. I like see some girls too, Like enough of that. So like, what the hell? Am I trying to be gay or something? Well, anyway, so we didn't do that. So my mom was like pressing me to basically start applying to schools internationally to get me out of the country, blah blah blah. She was just frustrated, trying to look out for her kid, look out for her son. She felt I was in distress, though I told her so many times that I was fine and it was chill, but she just felt maybe I don't know what I'm saying, or she just felt, yeah, I will still do my own part as a parent because I don't think this is what I want for my child, which is fair. So I played along. Fast forward to now, and this strike came around my 30. COVID came. During COVID, it was when the strike came. So the strike came 2-3 months before like COVID lockdown. This was like 2020. So 2-3 months before COVID lockdown, and this was like, I can't remember honestly, but all I know is I had spent almost 4 years or getting to 5 years, and I've only had like 3 years of actual education. You get me? Like in the school's curriculum, I've only completed like 3 years max. So COVID came, I was at home all through, like we didn't even have lectures, nothing, no online, nothing. She was mad pissed. And to top it all off, I was sitting at home making Fortnite content back then because I couldn't go out to make the regular prank content I used to make. So they even hated it way more now. You get me? Like if they weren't supporting me before, like they were full on clear about the fact like, bro, I don't want you to do this. My dad even he banned me from playing games in the house, took my PC, all that stuff just to get me to not create gaming content or just not game in the house basically. And to be honest, I'm a daunting fella. I won't stop. That won't stop me. So I just switched up my schedule, started streaming in the night and all that. One night came and my grandma was sleeping. I think I screamed by mistake or something. And that was how, thank you. I'm crossing the road, you guys can see. That was how he took my laptop, just unplugged the whole thing angrily, closed it, took it. And yeah, that whole story, that's a different story. It doesn't have to do with this, but basically they did not want it. So home was starting to feel like hell, man, just for some degree. And it wasn't fun, honestly. It wasn't fun. I even almost left the house. I had almost a physical fight with my dad. I'm glad that didn't happen. To you guys that are, going through arguments and home is not feeling like home, guys, you have to make a bold statement, man. A really bold statement. Come to the terms with it. If it's seeming like you are not going to find peace in that house no matter what you do, because your career path is just not what they want for you. Because if you're going in at something they don't want, no matter what and how you break it down to them, they will not listen, they will not understand. They don't even want to understand because they feel they are paying the bills. You have no right, you have no, say in the matter. So that's how it was for me as an African. I'm African, so that's how it was for me. I don't know about you guys, but that's how it was for me. So, and to be fair, I won't say they have the right to, but they kind of do. But it's 50-50. You're meant to also listen to me too, because it's still my life at the end of the day. If you really were doing it for me and you loved me and all that stuff, right, you should at least listen to me and do things in line with what I was, what I want to do, which they did, to be fair. But in that situation at that moment, I wasn't in school. We had COVID strike, all that nonsense. So I was not going to waste my time studying because they wanted me to study. Why would I be studying? Why would I be studying for an exam I don't even know I've not even seen my lecturer in what, years, right? And I should study for an exam. I don't know how that works. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. I don't know why I should be keeping up with that, because to me, school work is very different from life work, man. Like, what's going to get me to where I need to be in life financially is not sitting down in class. It's upgrading my skill, my knowledge, all that stuff, right? That's it. That's what it is for me, man. And probably is what it is going to be for you guys too. It's about what gets you to your goal financially. School was not my financial goal in any way. For medical students, all that, like, yeah, maybe it is. For some other students, maybe it is. But for me, I knew very well that that was not in any way my path or going to hinder it. So I paid zero attention to it. I won't say zero, but very little compared to, you know, my main part, which was YouTube. I'm ranting a bit too much, but you guys have to kind of deal with it for now. It's cold out here, that's why I'm also lagging mentally, and it's slippery, so I'm looking at the ground too. So I'm kind of multitasking here, guys. Give me a break if I'm telling a bad story. If I'm not, like the video right now. Check me out, please. Like the video. But yeah. So fast forward to applying for the university, getting enrolled to a Canadian university and all that. Then it was time to actually decide whether I was going to go or not. And I told my mom, my dad, see, there's no big deal about this school P. Honestly, for me, honestly, I didn't see a reason why I should be switching. Like, the strike, I was in my third year. I had one more year to go. I already finished my third year completely. There was just one more year to go. Yeah, strike would have maybe extended it to 2, 3 if it's just that crazy, which I doubt, because I think my mates have graduated now, I believe. But yeah, that will just take what, a 4 years course. I'll finish in 7 years. Crazy, right? I should have been done this year, because I think I started 2017. Yeah, so I should have been done this year, latest. You get me? So fast forward to that moment, we're discussing the whole issue, and I told my parents, like, you know, if it's too much of a financial burden to make that move, there's going to be no need for that. I'm fine where, like, I am actually fine. Like, I don't know why they didn't just take my words for it. I was chilling. But you know, it's part of them caring for me and doing their all as parents. So I couldn't also rule that out. If I was sitting down watching my son go down a path that I feel I put him on, you know, I kind of will feel bad and try to fix that, right? So I feel that's what they were doing, to be honest. But what they weren't doing was listening to me in that sense. So fair enough. They felt the guy was too young to know what he was saying, I guess. But fast forward to making the move to Canada after all the hassle of COVID, trying to make me not flipping travel out of the country, right? We got to Canada. Canada was flipping cold, by the way. Freaking, like, look at the place. It's a cold place, man. God forbid. My fingers are freezing, but I'm still running this video because you guys need this, and I need to tell you guys this. So got to Canada, and I was already in the school, so all good. But I had a talk with my dad before I left, and he said, look, 2 years of, you have at least max 2 years to finish this, because I was transferring from the Nigerian university to Canadian one. You guys can do that in case you guys are not aware. So just make sure you research research well about the schools you're going to in whatever country, and look for that transfer program, because you don't want to be wasting years of work that could just be translated into transfer credit for you. You don't want to waste your time and effort, you know. So yeah, that's for you guys. But yeah, did the whole thing, got enrolled, traveled, and I was now having a discussion with my dad. Sorry, I was trying to recollect. I was having a discussion with my dad as to how the bills were going to be sorted out, because he already had my sister here in Canada. And the bills are crazy. As an international student, you're going to be paying like almost times 3 of what the regular students will be paying here. And it's in dollars already. So regular student pays like, let's say 1,000 or 2,000 for, let's say 3 courses, right? 2,000 for 3 courses. I pay 2,000 for 1 course. You get me? So I pay 2,500 almost for 1 course. So it's crazy. You get me? And so we're discussing about the bills and all that, saying he told me I was going to pay some of the bills from time to time and blah 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 blah, all that stuff. Right, good stuff. To be fair, I didn't even know how expensive it was. So I was like, yeah, I'll pay some of it, whatever, man. Like, we're already here, you know. I didn't want to be the son. I was like, nah, I don't want to do this, you know. We're already here, so man up, face it. Let's get to it, you know. Didn't put too much thought to it. I just felt they're doing their best. I have to do my own best, you know. We got there, did all that. I was already in Canada, and my first year was already handled by my aunt. She gave me like 5K. So was it first year? I don't think it was totally handled, but I had 5K at least from her. So that was a good starting point. But problem now started after I finished my first 2 semesters here, because I was now in debt. You have to pay up all your bills before you can enroll for the next session, stuff like that. And I was like below the threshold where you could add more courses or enroll. Like maybe they give you like 2K. If you're owing more than 2,000, you cannot enroll. And I was owing way more than 2,000. It was probably like 12K. Was it 12K or 8K? I think it was 8K. Yeah, this was 8K. After like a year, I was owing 8K. I remember where's the light at? I had like how much? I had like 5K from my aunt. Don't forget that, guys. 5K from my aunt, and I was already owing 8K. This was crazy. This was wild. And I have to work to pay for all this like cash. What kind of jobs would I get? Probably like nothing more than McDonald's or something, like very average jobs, like below average starter jobs that probably not pay like well, you know. So I said no problem, we'll work. I got my work permit, did all that, got a job, started working. I worked for like 6 weeks, and mind you guys, I hate every bit of working for any other person but myself. I hate every bit of it. Like, I know, like, I'm working for you guys right now technically, right? But what I mean is I hate not being in control of it. Like, when I'm not in control of it, like, I just hate it. Like, it's like wasted effort, wasted energy to me, right? Like, I hated every bit of it. But I was not going to, ignore that fact. So I had the time frame. But work was flipping annoying. Like, I worked at McDonald's, and these guys don't even let you listen to music at work. Not like they're playing, okay, maybe they're playing some boring ass music in the background when you're working. Oh, my alarm, 1 second. Maybe they're playing some boring ass music in the background when you're, working and stuff. But, just put on my AirPods. I want to hear some earpiece actually, because I don't have AirPods. Correct myself on that one. Well, just trying to make my working experience better, because I'm standing all day flipping burgers. Sometimes I get burnt, all that crazy stuff, right? At least let me just be able to listen to music I want to listen to, right? No, it wasn't enough. You have to not do that and all that. You can't complain, man. I'm not saying you guys should. It's their policy. You knew what you were getting into before you signed it. So I'm not here bashing McDonald's or anything, but I'm speaking for myself. I couldn't do that, man. I was like, nah, I have to dip. Told my dad I was dipping. He said I should, before I leave, I should get another job. Nah, I didn't care. I just left. and I just focused and locked in on YouTube. But then again, YouTube wasn't paying me at the moment, so not like they're paying me right now. But they are actually, but not for this particular channel, at least at the moment. We'll get there. But you know, I was basically earning nothing, and I kept telling them, don't worry, we'll get there, things are working our way. And they were very like, they had no choice, of course, because I was going to do it regardless. But so they had to, or they supported me basically. I don't know why, but you know, they were supporting me now. You know, they didn't have a choice, I guess. So fast forward to right now, I'm in about 16,000 debt in dollars. Compare that to when I left Nigeria with maybe a little more than 15,000 naira in my account, right? Not too much in my account back then, but definitely way more than minus $15. Like minus $15,000, definitely way more than that, you know. So I look back and I say, wow, all this for just a degree that I knew from day one I was never going to use, a degree that I countless times told my parents that, look, we don't need to make this move for, you know, a degree that basically a useless degree. There's nothing else to say. It's not useless because of the degree itself. It was useless because I wasn't going to use it. So all these investments, all this, yeah, you know, when I was in Nigeria schooling, it was way cheaper. So it wasn't really like too much at all. Like it was, we're paying 12,000 naira per tuition fees, you know. It was really cheap, honestly. And I feel it was worth it. Like it was worth it at that price, considering I was literally not going to use it. It was very worth it, you know. But now comparing to paying almost 10K for 3 courses, and now because they didn't process my credits well, so it's basically like I'm going to have to do another 4 years. So right now I'm not done. Still 7 years, I am still not done. I'm maybe going to have to push it to like 10 years, add 2-3 more years to finish up the degree. Right, I think I'm my 2nd year, so maybe 3 max, and that will be nothing less than 30K, 60K for a statistics degree I would not use. Isn't that fabulous, guys? Isn't that fabulous how the society just makes you do things you really would not or should not? Just think about it for a second. It's crazy. It's wild. So, bottom line is, right now, I'm paying out those dues. I call myself a dropout because I am. I dropped out. Told my parents about the whole thing, of course. I don't believe in lying, and I don't believe in trying to act and manipulate people into doing things you want. Why not just tell them? If you're so sure of what you're doing, then tell them. So I told them. They didn't like it, but there are so many things I don't like too, you know. And I did. So does this work? I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's time to cross. So I told them straight up, like, look, at a certain time, if I was not going to be done with this degree, I am dropping out. And 2 years passed, I wasn't done with the degree. I said, nah, peace. And I left. I dropped out. And now I'm just trying to pay the bills, clear the debt, and move on. Still on my YouTube journey, still on my, you know, entrepreneurial journey and all that. But a bit of mental, you know, I won't say it's mental block, because I didn't have that till like late 2023, right? Where the financial pressure of you just being in debt just starts ruining all your creativity. Like any single thing you want to do, you're thinking about making money. Like I can't release a video to my audience anymore without thinking of how to get more money from them. Like what the heck, man? You know? So I was like, nah, This has to stop. Took down videos that I thought were intended to, you know, make more money off like my audience. Took them down. I was feeling like a sellout, you know, as much as I was telling my audience, but I still felt like a sellout, you know. So I was just did all that, locked in. Now I'm back on the grind, man. Still owing debt though, so I'm working to pay it out so I can be finally free from this university's grip, cold grip on me, man. Thank God it's not cold grip of debt, because Jesus Christ, man, this could kill people. Like, people could actually end their lives because of this. I'm sure some people have died just because of the pressure of university, pressure of trying to impress who, what, you know. It's wild. It truly is. So to you out there, right, don't, for any reason, take a university degree you don't want to. Don't. Unless your parents, first off, can handle it from beginning to end, right? Don't. Or unless you're capable of handling it from beginning to the end. Though, if you're not going to use it, I don't see the reason to. I really don't. You can go online, find. Well, I'll say, okay, yeah, that's a better alternative than being less, like being idle. To be honest, unless, you know, yeah, that works. But if you're going to do something just to pass away time and find like your path, don't make it so expensive, man. Go for something you can afford. Because I kid you not, if you don't know what you're doing in the university, taking the most difficult courses like engineering, like being a medical doctor, going down that crazy path when you know you don't have any inclination to study those things, is beyond madness. And you will not be able to recover from it if you start thinking or placing your values on that stuff by mistake. You know, because you can mistakenly fall into the trap of thinking that would define your life, and it would not. It literally would not. No one single thing in this life can define your life other than how you think about it. So once you think about it like that, it's wraps, you know. So guys, I love you all. That's why I'm putting out this video. It's very personal. It's very about me. But it's been 40, I don't know how many minutes, how many seconds. 32 minutes, 40 something seconds in, and I've gotten to the church. I told you guys I was walking to church. Well, the church where I'm going to be making the next video. So guys, make sure you don't get yourself into debt. If you see you're going deeper into debt and you're not getting what you want from that university, it's time to call it quits. I kid you not, it's time to call it quits. Because if there's no defined end, or if the end is, if you're getting way less than what you expected from the investment, meaning you're getting a loss, why continue down that path? Why lose more? Just get out. 7 years. It didn't take me 7 years to realize. It took me, I knew I wasn't there, but I had my parents that wanted it. And to be honest, I was like, you know, why not? Without really seeing the whole full picture about it, of the whole situation. So to you guys out there, don't. Get out. If you're not in the university right now, make sure you know why you're going into the university. University is not bad at all. School is not a scam. It's only a scam if you scam yourself of knowledge of what the university is about. The university is for people that already know what they want and want to further dive into that. If you don't know what you want to dive into and key into, don't go into universities chasing a degree, especially. If you're getting a certificate, that's fine. If you're getting something else, that's fine. But getting a degree when you don't know what the heck you're looking for, just picking any degree, letting someone make that decision for you, that's wild. I love you all. This video right here is going to be the next video I'm literally going to film right now. It's going to be about how going to church doesn't make you a Christian. Yeah, and so click the video here. Love you all. Catch you in the next video.